Yo, what's up, guys? It's Baby's Reviews here today, and I'm giving you another episode of my season previews. And first, to start off with, sorry you might hear my cat meowing, and my friend playing Black Ops in the background. Just give you a heads up. But today we're gonna be focusing on the Florida Panthers, which they have had a really good off season. Some of you might not be following up on them. I follow up on every team. I look what they do. And Florida Panthers have been doing just good. They've really stepped it up in the off season. Let's look who they've gotten, or who's left. They obviously Thomas Vokoun left. That's going to be a pretty big factor to play in this next season. Probably the biggest. Olace left. They weren't looking. Olace wasn't doing what the Florida Panthers were looking for him to do. Reasoner, he's like a grinder, more grit. He went to the Islanders. Steve Bernier left. Sergei Samsonov and Nicholas Bergfors. I think he could have done better with the Panthers. Nothing against him, but him, Weiss, and Booth weren't performing that good this year, so. Let's look at they've gotten Theodore, to replace Thomas Vokoun as a starting goalie. They've gotten Brian Campbell, a really good defenseman. They traded in him for Olace. I think that was good. He's really solid when he played with Buffalo. Hopefully, he played like he did in Buffalo. He played solid in Chicago, but hopefully he can do better than what he did and bring to the table of what he did in Buffalo. They got back Jovanovski, and he's really good offensive defenseman. He played with Phoenix. They've gotten Sean Bergenheim, good grinder. Matt Bradley, Thomas Fleischman, Thomas Kopecky, Scotty Upshaw, Christopher Stieg, and Marshall Gok. And the prospects that they ever, Good Branson, 3rd overall, 2010. Look for him to be a really good star in the NHL in the future. Jonathan Huberdeau, he scored 100 and some points in the Q this year. Watch out for him. 3rd overall this year too. John McFarland, they drafted him like 24th overall last year. Look for him, good two-way forward. Michael Repick, he's going to be upcoming in the NHL in the next couple of years. Jacob Markstrom, I think. He's a goalie. He's going to have to get some improvement to his game, but I've seen a lot of good things from him. And, let's see, I'll get to the lines. First line, I have Weiss, Booth. When Weiss and Booth come to mind, they didn't have the strongest season this year. They kind of slacked off. They only had like 40 points each. That's not what they've done way better in the past. Hopefully Versteeg coming along. I put him on right wing with them. That he'll be better. And second line, Santorelli, 41 points. I think last year was like his rookie season. Really good. Look for him to be good in the future. Thomas Fleischman on left wing. He got hurt. He had that blood disorder. Hopefully he stays healthy. He had 31 points in 55 games. I look for him to be, if him, Santorelli, and Dadonov, that's what I have on right wing. If they all have good chemistry together, which I think they will, I think you could be looking at Fleischman to score 30 goals probably. They're going to be feeding the puck to him. He's a good sniper. Like I said, Dadonov on right wing. He did really good in the AHL. I think he's going to be out skilly for a second line right winger. Thomas Kopecky. He scored 42 points, and I think he was in Chicago this season. I might be wrong. I have him on third line. Hopefully he can, maybe not as good. He's on third line. If he can bring to the table what he did this year, that would be really good. That's all the Florida Panthers are probably asking for. Marshall Gok, he had like 22 points and 20 points in like 50 games. Good third line center. Scotty Upshaw, good grinder, really good grinder. Fourth line, I got Ryan Carter, I think is his name. He's been in the, I think this might be his rookie season, or he's really young. I got him, and I got Bradley. Bradley was a good grit fighter on the Capitals. I liked him a lot, but he had to go, you know. Let's see. Well, I got Sean Bergenheim. That's another guy they signed. He played in Tampa. He only had like 20 points this year, but nothing special. I mean, he's going to be really gritty, and that's what the Florida Panthers are going to be asking for. But yeah, people are going to have to step it up this year, obviously. Jack Skilly, if he wants to make a shot in the NHL, he's going to have to do a lot better. It doesn't look very good for him. You know, 7th overall in 2005. I mean, 2005, you got Bobby Ryan starting the NHL. Sidney Crosby drafted in 2005. You got Jack Johnson. You know, they're all stars in the NHL now. I mean, Skilly's just, I don't know if he's a late bloomer or something, or just if he's progressing late. Let's see. Got Sean Mathias, you know. He only scored 16 points. They haven't re-signed him yet. He's still an RFA. But he's going to have to step it up if he wants to crack the roster this year. David Booth. I said him and Weiss are going to have to step it up this year. You know, they only had 40 points last year. They're the leaders of the team. They've been on this team for the longest. You know, it's just going to have to step it up. Next, I have Brian Campbell. If he plays like he did in Buffalo, it's going to be just amazing. I want to see how he turns out. And they got Jose Theodore. He was like a MVP in like 2002. I mean, he's not going to be as good now. He did good in Minnesota this year. He had like a .916 save percentage. That's pretty good. Yeah, he's going to have to step it up too, though. If he wants to, they want to make the playoffs. I mean, I don't think they will. I think that the deciding factor on the playoffs is the goaltending. I mean, I think they have a solid 8th or 9th place team going right now. You know, they did a lot during the offseason. They signed a lot of veterans. You know, you got Campbell, you got Jovanovski, you got Kopecky, you know, all veterans. Shut up, cat. Sorry about that. But yeah. I look for Florida. They come in 9th or 10th place in the Eastern Conference this year. But next episode, I'll be doing one on the Buffalo Sabres. And stay tuned. That will be tomorrow. And take it easy, boys.